Hey, I got something really cool for you.
I'm assuming they're Shania Twain boots, because that's the living legend right there.
Yes.
How in the world did you get these?
It was know somebody that knows somebody that got us some amazing seats and got invited to a private charity event afterwards. So she signed them right there on the stage.
I know that it's impossible to get tickets, but I think I can pull some strings and get some, because I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and I'm known for that.
I'm here at the pawn shop today hoping to sell my Shania Twain stage-worn concert boots. Shania wore these boots in 2012, and I actually got to see her wear those boots, and then a year later, I went to a charity event where I got to buy the boots. My asking price for the boots is not nearly what I paid for them, but I'm asking $1,500 for them.
Pretty cool. Shania Twain is the biggest selling female country artist ever. She had one album that sold over like 40 million copies or something like that. Won a Grammy, nominated for multiple Grammys. Sort of faded out for a while. Comes to Vegas, the comeback tour, and Vegas is where you start every comeback tour.
It was an amazing concert. I think I did 4 or 5 of them with my wife. It was an amazing moment for me.
Those are little.
They're size 5. She looks bigger on camera, but she's very tiny.
So whose bed they've been under?
My wife's worn them. They've been under our bed for a while.
It's really weird that they have holes drilled in them.
There's a story behind that.
Okay, what's the story behind the holes in the boots?
So when she used to fly in on the motorcycle, they had tassels that would be tied through the boots.
They did not include the tassels, though.
No tassels.
All right. I don't even really need to call in anybody to, like, verify. I mean, you got the pictures right here. We have Shania Twain signing them, and you and Shania Twain with the boots.
Absolutely amazing moment.
Now the big question, how much you want for them?
Well, I paid a lot more than you will ever pay for them, but I'm asking $1,500 for them.
Okay. You bought them at a charity auction. So it's not about the price at the charity event. It's about giving to a good cause. Okay?
Yes.
And that's why the prices at charity auctions mean nothing in the real world. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. I would give you $500.
Still would like 650 for them.
$500, and I'm being generous at that. That's what I can do.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right, sweet. We got a deal. All right, I'll meet you right over there.
Okay.
And I'll get you paid.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, what do we got here?
We got a coat that belonged to Lee Harvey Oswald.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yes, the man who assassinated JFK, so they say.
So they say. And I always like a very good conspiracy theory.
I'm at the pawn shop today to sell a coat worn by the infamous Lee Harvey Oswald. I got the coat from my dad, who actually got it from Lee Harvey Oswald's brother, Robert. The coat is in pristine condition. I'm hoping to get $20,000 for my Lee Harvey Oswald overcoat.
This is incredible. And this is the mother of all conspiracy theories. Lee Harvey Oswald. Just about everyone on the planet knows that he is the guy that has been accused of assassinating JFK. I say accused because he was never convicted of it. He was arrested, questioned, and assassinated himself. So he never confessed, claimed till the end that he was being framed, and that's one of the reasons why the conspiracy theories fly and everything else like that. There's probably been 1,000 books written about this. No one agrees on anything. I got my theories, but, you know.
Everyone does.
You can take that $5 and go to a coffee shop and maybe get a cup of coffee. Well, anyway, let's take a look. There we go. Lee H. Oswald. It's very interesting. I tell you, I usually don't buy anything from like murderers or mobsters or anything like that. But this is a little different because this is the man centered around the biggest conspiracy theory the world has ever seen. And I do know the only full-length photograph that exists of Lee Harvey Oswald is him in Minsk wearing an overcoat. It's probably this one right here. So that is very interesting. Do you have any paperwork with this?
I actually do have a certificate of authenticity right here. There you go.
And you have paperwork here signed by Robert Oswald, his brother. All right, so I'm convinced it's real. So how much you want for it?
I'm asking $20,000.
Okay. Okay, here's the thing. It belonged to a very historical figure, but associated with bad things, so it's a difficult sell.
Of course.
I'll give you $5 grand for it.
I don't think I can do it for $5 grand. I think the lowest that I will go is 12,000.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $7 grand for it.
I think this item speaks so many words, and I think it has such a uniqueness to it that I just can't go that low for it.
All right, if you change your mind, let me know.
Thank you.
It's all a conspiracy.
Oh, hey, what you got here?
Got a pair of pants that Keith Richards wore in a concert film.
Oh, these are pants? I thought it was like a rug or something like that. Hey, Corey, come over here, check this out.
You thought it was a rug? It has belt loops. If you're gonna be working here, you're gonna have to need to know this kind of stuff.
I mean, I just took a quick look at it.
So tell me exactly what you got here.
I have some pants that Keith Richards wore in a concert film called The Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus.
I mean, definitely looks like something he might wear. Do you know who Keith Richards is?
No.
Lead guitarist of the Rolling Stones. I mean, this guy has been a rock star for longer than Dad's been alive.
Do you think he would like these?
He'd probably try to wear them.
Can he even fit in this?
He would try, buddy.
Came down to the pawn shop today to sell some pants that my grandma gave me. They belong to Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones. The condition's great. They've just been sitting in a box the entire time after the show and haven't been worn in over 50 years. I'm looking to sell the pants because I'm in college. I need some money. I'm hoping to get $10,000 for my pants owned by Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones.
It's definitely cool. I mean, I'm a big Rolling Stones fan. They've just always been one of those larger-than-life bands on stage anyways.
These pants were used in the film The Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus, and something really unique about this one show, the Rock and Roll Circus was the only time that John Lennon played with Mitch Mitchell, Eric Clapton, and Keith Richards in a one-time supergroup.
Probably not all that crazy. You know, they were probably really good friends, even though they kind of painted them as rivals. Back then, if you were a Beatles fan, you were not a Rolling Stones fan. If you were a Rolling Stones fan, you didn't like the Beatles. You had the Beatles singing Hold My Hand, and you had these guys singing Sympathy for the Devil.
These were actually in the Sympathy for the Devil music video.
Okay. Tell me where you got them.
My grandma was a flight attendant, and she had a layover in London, and she went to see the Stones, and she talked to Keith Richards after, and they were getting along, and she asked for something to remember him by, and he gave her these.
You ever wonder what your grandma didn't tell you, how she ended up with Keith Richards' pants, bro?
I mean, some things are better left unsaid.
All right. So do you mind if I take a little bit better of a look at them?
Oh, by all means.
All right, so check out the pants, Jake. See if you can find anything that says Keith Richards or anything like that on them. You know, sometimes they'll actually put made for Keith Richards. Check the pockets. Do you see anything that says Keith Richards?
Nope.
Do you got any kind of like provenance or documentation of this at all, or?
Nah, sadly, I don't.
Okay, so Jake, we got no tags, we got no COA, so.
What is a COA?
Certificate of Authenticity. So how much are you looking to get for them?
I was trying to get 10 grand.
10,000, okay. Do you mind if I take a picture of them, send it to a buddy of mine, and see if I can get them down here to take a look?
Oh, of course.
All right, well, hang out. We'll be back in a few, okay?
Okay. I'm confident that the pants are real, so I'm happy an expert's coming. I can finally give them a praise.
Hey, what's up, Work? How you doing?
Hello. How are you? Hi.
So yeah, the pair of pants worn by Keith Richards during the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus.
I know it well. Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus was sort of a rival to the Beatles doing a Magical Mystery Tour. It's a great show. There's all kinds of guests were on. John Lennon and The Who and Clapton, and all filmed in one day in a studio and then knocked out as a TV special. Now, you came to the right guy. You know that I used to be a rock and roll tailor. When I started out making pants for rock stars.
You want to take a look at them and tell me if they are?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, do we check the pockets? Keith Richards guitar pick's gonna be $1,000, you know, just for a guitar pick. Designed by Dun Lee. I don't know it. It's not one of the famous London shops, but they're well made. They're definitely from the 60s. And the reason I know them from the 60s is they're flared and they've got the low hips and the wide belt loops. Everything is a style. So in London in the 60s, you had small makers and designers and local boutiques, and rock stars went shopping in those days themselves. Hey, first look, these, they look like his pants. You got a tape measure?
Yeah.
All right, how's your math?
It's all right.
2 16s.
32.
So 32-inch waist. I had a suit of his from 1970, and we were quite amazed that the pants waist was 24 inches. Keith Richard is a tiny guy. All the Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger and Ronnie Wood, they're all tiny little guys. So this is 32 inches, and within 2 years, we would have noticed the weight gain. So in my opinion, they're definitely not Keith's.
Yep, you're the best work.
Always happy to help you. If they were Keith's pants, I'd say they could go about $7,500. But there's an easy answer to why Rolling Stones memorabilia is hard to come by. They have given very little stuff away over their career. Rolling Stones have got it all.
I mean, I'm sure there's a vintage collector or, you know, a vintage thrift store or something like that that would be interested into them. It's just not my business. I'm gonna have to pass. Best of luck to you, okay?
Thanks. I mean, I'm very disappointed to find out that the pants weren't authentic, but, you know, as the Rolling Stones say, you can't always get what you want.
Pop icon Taylor Dayne is celebrating 35 years of her career. So she's putting some of her iconic wardrobe pieces up for auction. She gave me a call to give me the opportunity to take a look at what she has, and hopefully I get first dibs before the auction goes live. I'm a big fan.
Oh my goodness, I'm such a fan. How are you?
I am doing great.
Oh.
And this is it, right?
Well, these are some of the items that I am now currently auctioning off for my 35-year anniversary.
It's 35 years ago, but we are both 29, right?
That's right. This is my 35-year anniversary of the release of my first album, Tell It to My Heart. So I'm giving him first dibs on some of the items here of my classic, you know, wardrobe and staging and video. They were special pieces for me, and they've stood the test of time.
I'm kind of impressed.
They're beautiful pieces. They were custom made for me, and that is the OG of OGs.
So that one right there is from the video, correct?
That's the Tell It to My Heart skirt. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
All right. Tell It to My Heart, like multiple Grammy nominations and awards and stuff like that.
Yes.
What, it was 1980?
88. Yeah, it was amazing. Within 6 months, I was opening up for Michael Jackson on the Bad tour. It was enormous for me, and of course, it started everything. It was that song was just so iconic.
And this one right here?
This particular piece is the Tell It to My Heart bra that I then had custom made for when I went on tour.
Okay, and this one right here?
This top was created for the Can't Fight Fate tour. And then this item, that was custom made for the Every Beat of My Heart video. She's held up, honey.
Yeah, I don't think it would fit me, though. Okay, so how much you want for them?
Oh, no, no. Start first. You tell me, and then I'll tell you.
They're from you, so I don't need someone to authenticate them. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you $5 grand.
You're out of your mind. Ah, for what? $5 grand for what?
For the
All
table.
three? No, I can't do that.
Here's what I got to. So I take this right here, okay?
Yeah.
I got $3,000 worth of framing here. I put those on the walls
Okay.
and everything like that.
Yes.
So I'll probably, in the end, get like $15,000 for it, but I won't make that much money.
For each piece or all together?
All together.
I'm hoping I can get more than that.
What's your best price on just the skirt?
25,000.
So how about one of the tops?
Thinking 2,000. What are you thinking?
1,500.
1,500.
1,500 bucks. It would be great at the shop.
You know what? I love you. I want to see this up in the shop. I believe in you, and I'm saying yes.
Thanks.
Because I love it. I love being
really
part
great.
of this.
Okay,
Amen.
we will do some paperwork and I'll get you paid.
Okay.
But in the meantime, let's go have dinner.
Let's go eat.
Yeah, we're at a great
Let's
hotel.
celebrate. Amen. All right, I love it. Thank you, darling.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
What do you got here?
I have what I think is a pretty cool piece of Hollywood memorabilia.
Well, let me see what you got.
I have Lana Turner screen-worn gloves.
Oh, wow. Those are little person gloves.
I tried them on. They don't fit. I'm at the pawn shop today to try to sell my Lana Turner screen-worn gloves. These were Lana's personal gloves that she added to her film Imitation of Life. They've kind of just been sitting in the house. They've been a nice conversation piece anytime someone has come over and seen them, but they really aren't on display. I'm looking to get about $500. If I make a sale today, I think the money will just go into a vacation fund for my wife and I.
This is pretty cool, man. And there it is right there. Lana Turner. That's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Pretty crazy, cool life. I mean, she was a starlet, she was a pinup girl, she was like constantly in the tabloids. She was married 8 times.
That's all, just 8?
8 times. First movie was in like the late 30s. She was in it like 5 minutes and then she got killed. But then by the 1940s, she was a sensation. You know, all of her movies combined grossed more than Marilyn Monroe's ever did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in like today's dollars, she was a billion-dollar actress. Do you know what movie these are from?
These are from Imitation of Life.
Was there a reason you bought them?
I actually didn't buy them. I interviewed her daughter, Cheryl, a long time ago, and we stayed in touch for a while after that. And she sent me an email one day and said, hey, I'm cleaning out some of Mom's things. I'm preparing for a move. I saw these. I thought you'd like to have them.
That's really cool. So these are the screen match photos?
I found these scenes in Imitation of Life. From what I can tell, those are the exact same gloves.
Cheryl Crane, 2009. And you've had them ever since 2009?
I've had them for 15 years.
The big question, how much you want for them?
It's really hard to find a precedent for something like this. It's kind of all over the place. I sort of figured like maybe 500.
Well, at least you're not crazy.
I can't promise you that.
Okay, all right. She should be as famous as Marilyn Monroe. You can almost argue she was like the biggest female star of the 50s, but she just didn't hold the test of time like some other ones. 400 bucks?
I don't know, I think I'm gonna stay at 500.
You know what? You got me. I'll do the 500 bucks.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me rethink this. I may have been a little too hasty.
You can go online, you can look at comparables. That's right around what they go for. I'll make a little money, but I'm not getting rich off you.
I hear you. You know what? I think I'm gonna hold on to them.
You're changing your mind? A little nostalgia happening?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Maybe I talked her up too much. Well, if you change your mind, come back and see me.
Absolutely.
All right.
Great to meet you.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you.
I just talked myself out of a deal.
Hey.
Hello, how can I help you?
I have brought you something absolutely fabulous from Gianni Versace.
Oh, wow. A parasol, right?
Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. You look beautiful.
Well, thank you. I think so, too.
I'm at the pawn shop today. I'm looking to sell my beautiful, fabulous parasol by Gianni Versace. This parasol is green, silky. It's got some gorgeous decorations of birds and very colorful. I actually purchased this parasol back home in the UK. I saw it and fell in love and just had to have it. When it comes to me and shopping, I love a good bargain. But when it comes to selling, I'm putting that price up. So today, I'm gonna hope for $8.75.
This is very cool. Parasols have been around for thousands and thousands of years. I believe they started in China. They were kind of something that the upper class and the city folks would have. They first came around, they would make them with leaves and stuff like that, and they were made to protect you from the sun. And then they started to make them out of fancy papers and things like that. And a little bit later, they decided that they would start experimenting with some other materials. And that's when the umbrella came around, because they used a material that would reflect the water.
Wow, okay.
But most ordinary umbrellas are pretty basic solid black, and parasols are known for their beautiful decorations, and this one is no exception. It looks really pretty from here, and Gianni Versace made it. Gianni Versace is a character all on his own. Grew up in Italy, started working at his mother's shop. By age 10, he made his very own dress. By 1978, he opened up a small boutique in Milan, and for the next 10 years, Versace just started to explode. He was making things for the biggest stars, and they would wear it on TV or to a concert, and everyone would know that Gianni Versace did it. Versace passed away in 1997, and it's a very, very sad story because he was really at the height of his career when it happened. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the parasol now. This is pretty cool. This is just a G and a V, fastened with 2 little pins there. We come down here to the button. It does have a little bit of aging signs on it, but you could polish all this up with just a rag. Let's open it up. Gianni loved these rich, vibrant colors. It just really shows in the design of the flowers, and he would use these gold colors as the leaves and the birds, and it's just really, really rich. The cool thing about it is you can tell Gianni designed this. How much are you looking to get?
I thought about it. I would sell it for $8.75.
Right, I think you're a little high there. This is actually more of an archive kind of piece. Most likely this is gonna sell to someone who's trying to archive Gianni Versace stuff.
Okay.
It is beautiful, and if the box was in a little better condition, you know, it's ripped here and there.
Yeah.
And to a collector who wants to archive that, it does mean something, you know? I think I'd be a buyer at $225.
What about in the middle? Like, split the difference, like 500.
I think if I could get it from you for $350, I'm into it.
What about a little bit more, like even $375?
For $25, I can go $375.
Okay, you got yourself a deal.
All right, let's go write it up.
Okay, awesome. I'm pretty happy with the deal we made, but I won't save the money, I'm gonna be honest. I'm going shopping.
Hey, how can I help you?
I got a pair of Levi's that I'd like you to take a peek at. They're a little on the small size.
Chumley, I think I found a pair of jeans for you.
I came down to the pawn shop today to try to sell my vintage Levi jeans. I'd like to sell the jeans because they're just taking up space. I'm hoping to get $200. These are some huge, huge jeans.
Where did you get these?
An ex-sister-in-law had a boyfriend that I believe had a Levi store. They were like promotional items that were distributed by Levi's in like the early 80s.
I'm pretty sure the story goes Levi Strauss was a tent maker. He had tons of canvas. And there was a tailor in Reno that invented these, the copper rivets. It made the pockets really strong. Because remember, these were miners sticking rocks and tools in their pockets. Say, okay, let's use the canvas for the tents, dye it blue, and it won't show the dirt as bad.
Yeah, I haven't washed my jeans for a month. Can't even tell.
Levi Strauss is a perfect example of achieving the American dream. He moved from Germany to the States when he was young, worked his butt off, and eventually became rich and famous. He's still the biggest name in jeans to this day. What happened here?
I think just from being stored for so many years.
All right. I just wish it had the patch. But it's got the little Levi thing there on the pocket. Levi's is iconic, and there's collectors for it, always has been. Collectors love vintage Levi's. These jumbo-sized ones might not be worth a fortune, but believe it or not, I know die-hard collectors who hang stuff like this as a display piece. I'm almost certain I'll be able to sell them. All right, so how much you want for them?
I was thinking about 200.
God, if they had that tag on it, I'd pull the money right out. I was thinking like 100.
No, maybe 180.
I'll give you 125.
Got the red tag, Levi's.
150. No negotiation, take it or leave it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, sweet. Write her up, chum. Even though I've sold lots of vintage Levi's over the years, this is my first pair of big display Levi's. But hey, it's Vegas, you have to gamble sometimes. But unlike Corey, when I gamble, it's a controlled gamble, not a $1,500 gamble.